Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Will Campbell update, and it is not what we thought it was going to be. It is not the worst case scenario. It's great news. And the Patriots have dodged a bullet. We have this tweet right here from me and Rapoport. Will Campbell is believed to have suffered an MCL sprain and will have an MRI in his knee. He's a candidate for injured reserve with the hope he returns when it counts the most. And I'm pretty sure every single Patriots fan on the entire planet was thinking, oh man, this injury update, when we get it, the torn ACL out for the season is going to hit like a Brinks truck. Well, that did not happen. MCL sprain, and this is the best possible scenario. Hopefully, we do not know the severity of the MCL sprain, but hopefully it's only going to be about a grade 1 or grade 2, and he will be out for an extended period of time, but only a couple weeks, and like Ian Rapoport said, hopefully he's back for the playoffs and when the Patriots need him the most, because we'll get into it, and one of my worst nightmares is going to be back on the field, and I need you, Will Campbell. I need you. But we got the update that we wanted. Mike Vrabel also spoke on his daily or weekly radio show appearance. So when we got an update, I make a video for you guys. And that's why I subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date with everything Patriots news. When something breaks, we got you covered. So Will Campbell, 11 games played. He has played in 98% of the snaps, 5 sacks allowed. He has been one of the kind of diamonds for the Patriots in this offense. He is the left tackle that helps Drake May be that MVP candidate. He does not let him get pressured. We heard him right when he got drafted. I'm going to die on the field for this man. And then he went down yesterday in the Bengals game, and it did not look good. I was looking back at the replays, and I saw this that CBS had, and you could see right here. He was falling into, and the knee is turned in a spot where you do not want to see it turned in a spot. But Pro Football Doc and the guy on Twitter, he kind of gives every single update on an injury that he sees, and he said that it was always going to be an MCL injury. I am not worried about an ACL or anything season ending. And now we got the update. That was today. I also saw a tweet from this guy right here, Daniel Rotman. And I really was skeptical about kind of what was going on and if he had any sources. And he said this, that further testing tomorrow, both are believed to have sprains. Neither injury is considered long-term as of now. That was yesterday at 6:46 p.m. Obviously, he has sources, so you get a thumbs up from me, Daniel. And hopefully both of these guys can come back before the playoffs start. Get ready, and that's why the number 1 seed is very important, which we'll get into on the back half of this video. But Mike Vrabel, he went on WEEI as he does every Monday morning, and I'm pretty sure everybody could imagine that the first question that was being asked was, well, do you have an update on the injuries? And he was like, no, we really don't, but he did give a little tidbit that maybe thought, okay, we're going to see him back here at some point. He said that injury is probably going to be more than a week or 2. I think you have to understand sprains and how different severities. So sprain, strain, not sure, but I just know he's probably not going to be out there Monday night, and I don't think that it's going to be something that's going to keep him out. This is not career ending, but I wouldn't anticipate him being out there Monday night. And I think everybody thought that, well, he wasn't going to play Monday night, but everybody thought, is this going to be season ending? Are we going to have to deal with the backup left tackle at all points? So it sounds like to me that Mike Vrabel is a little bit less or more optimistic than he was yesterday. He seemed down after the game. He went immediately to the locker room to check up on Will Campbell instead of giving high fives to his teammates. Later outside, he did end up giving everybody that dap that he does, just bringing the camaraderie, everything. But it sounds like that we're going to get him back this season. I don't know if we're going to be seeing him on as an IR candidate. Rapoport said that that's a possibility, but the severity will determine how long he is out. And you saw from Mike Vrabel that he said, well, we don't know how big the sprain is. And they didn't ask him, and he said it was a sprain. He didn't say it was a tear or anything in that matter. So it's just going to determine how bad the sprain is. Well, shout out to Pat's Planet Media for kind of giving the timeline for a grade of each MCL sprain. I talked about it in yesterday's video, but here you got an actual visual of it. Shout out to him. He's a great follow on Twitter if you haven't followed him already. Grade 1 sprain or strain, 1 to 2 weeks. Grade 2, 3 to 5. Grade 3, 6 to 8 weeks. I would be hoping, because I don't think it's going to be a grade 1. He got carried off the field. He couldn't even walk. Grade 2, 3 to 5 weeks. It's week 12. That would put him at about week 17, right before the end of the year when the Patriots play the Jets and the Dolphins. If you have to miss both of those games, that's fine. The Jets suck and the Dolphins suck. And hopefully you're playing for that number 1 seed. And if you get the bye week, that would be a prime, perfect scenario for the Patriots. But all I care about right now is you're 10-2. You have the number 1 seed. The Bills lost to the Texans on Thursday night. You have a 2.5 game lead on the division. You are most likely going to lock up the division. So just be back for the playoffs because they need you. Will Campbell, we need you more than anything. And not only is he one of the best rookie tackles in the NFL, he's been one of the best tackles overall, not just rookies. When you look at the PFF grade, 71.4, the pass blocking grade has been great. Yeah, the run blocking grade isn't what you really want to, but we have talked about that, how the Patriots run game has been meh. 5 sacks allowed in literally 12 games played, 7 penalties. He has been one of the best in the NFL at blocking, and everybody talked about, is he going to be a left tackle? Is he going to be a left guard? Well, he has cemented himself already as one of the best in the league, and the Patriots need him. But since we got the update that he's not going to be season ending, I would not expect the Pats to go out and sign somebody. I was looking, there's not really that many left tackles out there that could be a replacement. Well, the Patriots have their backup, and we saw him all last year. Take a deep breath, because it's Vederian Lowe. He's played in 4 games. He has not allowed the sack, and I will say, watching him yesterday, he did look solid. He did not let up a sack, but I'm still a little bit skeptical. You know how good Drake May is at evading pressure. We saw it on the touchdown to Hunter Henry. But if we want to talk about last year, this man was terrible. 54 grade. And you saw Will Campbell. That goes from a 75 all the way down to a 54. And he played in every single game of Vederian Lowe last year. 66.9 pass blocking grade. The run blocking grade is awful. 45.8. 5 sacks allowed, and 13 penalties. If I have to see Vederian Lowe on my offensive line for the rest of the NFL season, I'm going to have an aneurysm. It is my worst nightmare. I go nuts every time I see him on the field because last year, that's all I can remember. Jacoby Brissett, when he was the quarterback running for his life. When Drake May came in, he was getting sacked left and right, and Drake May is already the 2nd most sacked quarterback in the NFL. If I have to deal with Vederian Lowe, oh my God, it is awful. I have no words for it. It's really, really bad. But when you come in for relief, you're also around a lot different players. The team last year was terrible. So Vederian Lowe, prove me wrong. Make me eat my words. Everybody is downing you. If you go on Twitter, everybody's having a meltdown that we have to deal with you at left tackle. But now the Patriots are great. They're 10-2. They're no longer the worst team in the NFL. And hopefully you can be a product of everybody around you and get better, just like on the right side, how Mike Owenu last year was absolutely bad. This year, he's having one of a breakout seasons, and I think it's because of everybody around him bringing him up, making him better. So maybe that same thing can happen to Vederian Lowe. I hope so, but you're also not going to have your left guard next to you in Jared Wilson, which we'll get to in a second. But before that, I got to ask you guys, because I'm not that confident in Vederian Lowe. But maybe people are a lot more optimistic than I am, because I'm not always the most optimistic person. You let me know down in the comments section. Give me a Y for yes, or give me an N for no. On the back half of the video, we had more than just Will Campbell's injury. We saw Jared Wilson go down. We saw Kyrus Tonga have a chest injury. We saw Brendan Schooler get injured. We're going to be talking all about that, because we also have a little bit of updates from them. But before we do that, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. It is the holiday season, the best time of the year for sports. You got bowl games, basketball matchup, playoff pushes. It is all happening at once, and while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, what game to watch, there is one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you could cash in. Did you know Prize Picks now has early payouts? If your lineup gets out to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. I love how straightforward Prize Picks is. I don't have to spend a lot of time trying to calculate my payouts. Prize Picks makes it easy with their payout multipliers. Whether it's just a simple 3x or a big 2000x, Prize Picks makes it easy to understand how much I win. And we got Monday Night Football tonight. I made a lineup, and it's all Moors. I got Bryce Young, the Moor, on 204.5 passing yards. I think he's going to go off against this San Francisco defense. And then Christian McCaffrey. I mean, can you ever take the less? No, you can't. Give me the Moor on 122.5 rushing and receiving yards. And Ted McMillan. He's been going off too lately. Give me the Moor for him to score a touchdown. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, so yesterday, as I like to call it, the game from hell, we saw a bunch of injuries, and I think it might be because of that field at Paycor Stadium, but Will Campbell got hurt. Jared Wilson had an ankle injury. Brennan Schooler had an ankle injury. Kyrus Tonga had a chest injury, and then Morgan Moses went out for a little bit with an illness, but he got an IV, came right back out. He's good to go. For Jared Wilson, I'm expecting him to be out just a couple of weeks, just like Will Campbell. As we saw from last night, Jared Wilson has a right foot in a boot and with a walking cane. He is in crutches, and yeah, he is going to be out, and that is a big blow to the Patriots offense. But I'll go back to this tweet from Daniel Rotman, and he had it about Will Campbell having sprains. He also said that Jared Wilson is believed to have a sprain and the injury is not considered long-term, which is a big, big, big play for the Patriots because like Will Campbell being a rookie, Jared Wilson is also a rookie, and he has been a huge part of this offense. Against the Jets, he was absolutely perfect, had over like an 80 PFF grade, did not allow a pressure, did not allow a sack, did not allow a QB hit. But with the ankle injury and you're in a walking boot, I'm assuming that it's just kind of a high ankle sprain. And when I kind of think about it, if I'm going to go, we do not have the update on him yet, the fully update, because he's going to get an MRI. I would use the same timeline as Milton Williams. He did walk off the field, and he did go into the blue tent, and then was later carted back to the locker room. So I would use kind of Milton Williams as the same timeline. Milton Williams went on IR. He's going to be out 4 games with a high ankle sprain. I'm expecting Jared Wilson to go on IR, be out 4 weeks with a high ankle sprain. So who is going to be his replacement? Well, Vederian Lowe is the replacement for Will Campbell, and we have the same guy as the replacement last year who was the starter at left guard while Cole Strange was out, and that's Ben Brown. And when it comes to Ben Brown, I've talked about it on the channel before. When Jared Wilson was struggling, I said, should they try and start Ben Brown at the left guard? Well, he's already played 1 game because Wilson was out with a knee injury earlier in the season back in Week 4 against the Panthers, and he didn't play bad. I was actually pretty impressed by him from what he did against Carolina. Yeah, the Patriots did blow them out, and Carolina's defense is just okay, but a 68.3 offensive grade. Pass blocking grade wasn't that great, but you could see it's an upgrade from Jared Wilson with a 68.1 run blocking grade. So no sacks allowed, no penalties. As long as he can protect Drake May, that's all I care about. I have more confidence in Ben Brown than I have confidence in Vederian Lowe. He's a solid backup, and he can also play the center, just like how Jared Wilson can also flip-flop from center to left guard. So here's your potential offensive line with the 2 injuries. Vederian Lowe at left tackle, Ben Brown at guard, Garrett Bradbury, Micah Wenu, and Morgan Moses. It's better than last year, but you have 2 starters from last year's offensive line, which was one of the worst we've ever seen in NFL history. But with the right side, the center, and the right side of the offensive line, I think we're going to be okay. I have optimism that everything's going to be okay. I trust Drake May to kind of read the pressures and be able to get that ball out quick, especially with the Josh McDaniels type offense. Got to run the ball better, though. And for Kyrus Tonga, I expect him to be fine. He went out with a chest injury, was questionable to return. He did exit, come back into the game. I think he exited again, but a chest injury, it's nothing to be too serious about. We saw Stephon Diggs. I would say that he's probably going to be limited in practice throughout the week and end up playing Monday night against the Giants. For Schooler, that is the question that we're all kind of asking. We have absolutely no update. He didn't answer. Mike Vrabel didn't answer anything on Schooler during his media appearance. When he goes to the podium, he'll probably say something. The MRI, I'm expecting a high ankle sprain for him too. It's a big blow on special teams. He's kind of one of those specialists, but I'm expecting everybody else to have that next man up mentality. It was the game from hell from Cincinnati. And it's over. You won, and that's all that matters. You're 10-2, but the high note is that no injuries seem to be season-ending. You still have your full team that you're going to have in the playoffs because the Patriots, they were the first team to win 10 games this year. The playoffs are probably a guarantee at this point when you still have to go against the Dolphins. You still have to go against the Jets. And you can see right there on your screen, number 1 seed, guys. Number 1, above the Broncos, above the Colts, and now somehow the Ravens have passed the Pittsburgh Steelers at the 4 seed. Right now, if the season started or the playoffs started, you have that well-needed bye for everybody to get healthy. So you got to keep winning games. You got the Giants this week, and then you go a bye week, Bills, Ravens, Jets, Dolphins. That is very, 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 you have a big possibility to be that 1 seed. Got to keep winning and got to stay confident. I'm confident in this team, even though the injuries. I know Will Campbell and Jared Wilson are going to be out a couple weeks, but Milton Williams was also out, and we saw how much we missed him, but the Patriots still got the dub, and that's all that matters. If you're confident in the Pats, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon, and while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're giving you updates ASAP. The second we know about an injury, you know I got you covered. So make sure you hit that sub button. And as always, let's go Pats.